We got love, we got betrayal, and we got some nasty autopsies. Let's do this. NERDSoul. Late ill kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, breathe that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people, today? Coming with another wonderful episode of On Screen. That's right, NERDSoul, hip hop geek, put it together and have a wonderful time. Now, before we get started off, I got some shouts out. We got a shout out to Henry, the worst of the worst of the worst. Big shout out to you for giving us that love on the GoFundMe.com/Violator20. Big shout out to Tavana for holding us down on the GoFundMe.com/Violator20, giving it to us so we can help out that hip hop documentation. Big shout out to the Violator DJs because this is for the 20th anniversary of Violator, the album. They'll be doing a panel on the making of the album, the life of Chris Lighty, and so many other hip hop luminaries will be there so we can record, interview, all that great stuff and put it here for you. So don't forget, GoFundMe.com/Violator20, put $1 up in that bucket and help us get out there and document some hip hop history. Now, get that out of the way, because we're gonna go way down in the jungle deep. That's right, we got lovers' quarrels. We've got Alzheimer's, we've got Blue Devils, and we're talking about Swamp Thing. And this will be on episode 8 and 9. So we got some ground to cover, but I'm gonna leave it in, so leave a little bit out so, you know, of course, you and I can talk down below. Main thing I wanna get into right now is Avery. Avery is, he's an interesting character. We see him open up on his journey back from, you know, of course, swimming through the swamp and everything. And we see what he means by the swamp took everything from him. You know, he was out with his pops, you know, and of course he was attacked by either the darkness or the rot, or might have been attacked by the swamp itself because he was releasing whatever black liquid that was from that tree. Also seeing how Avery kind of, I guess, gravitated towards it was something interesting as well. So we get the foundation, the basis of his animosity, his hate for the swamp, and why, to a certain degree, I guess he has no problems either profiting from it or dumping into it or doing whatever he wants to in the swamp, because he feels like, yo, the swamp did this to me, I'm gonna do this to the swamp. So that's crazy, and I kind of see where it comes from, but Avery also comes back. That's right, the return of Avery. Seeing Avery play Maria right back after she played him was fun to see. I mean, we don't like Avery, but in this case, it was kind of fun to see Maria get her come up, even though Avery deserved, well, I don't know if I can say he deserved to die, but he has had people killed. I'm just saying. But with that said, it's interesting. It's entertaining to see, you know, them be married and him hate her and her hate him and try to kill each other and throw each other in psych wards. So I thought that was cool to build up on the animosity between those two, because, well, we know the series is not going to go any longer, but this is something that they could have played on for years to come. So I do dig that. I enjoy that. You know, I enjoyed it immensely. Like him rolling up, and she was like, I got everything, Mr. Ellery. You don't have to worry. I'll be operating on my own. And then Avery being like, oh, no, you won't. So, you know, rolling up, throwing her in the mental asylum. I thought that was cool, even though technically he should be dead, but we just gonna let that slide. It's TV. So I wanted to also talk about Abby's return to Atlanta. You know, she goes back to the CDC, and we get some kind of stuff with the new director, kind of like your cliche kind of thing where she's like, well, I need to have everything cleared, and I need to know what you're doing, and you know, I need to see your specimens, and it's kind of like, you know, this is the kind of lady that we're gonna deal with, or man, in this case, is the new director is always, you know, kind of like by the book, to the point of being angry at our lead character, and seeing Harlan kind of not even hold her down, I thought that was whack, yo. I was like, yo, ain't y'all supposed to be cool? Like, you up in here bringing personal pan pieces to her house, and y'all chilling out and drinking coffee together, and then when somebody go in on her, you just stand out there like you can't speak. You know what I'm saying? Look, Harlan, hold your girl down. Is this your girl? That's all I'm saying. If this is your girl, hold her down. If not, then don't be bringing some small pieces to my house. You know what? Let's talk about that. Why you going to bring that small baby pizza to make up? You want to make up with me? Bring a regular size pizza. Don't bring no personal pan to my house. Talk about you sorry. Personal pan, what am I doing with that? But get ready to eat. All right, look, bring a large pizza and then be like, yo, NERDSoul, yo, look, man, look, I'm sorry, but I brought some pizza. I also got some wings. Let's wrap a taste. You know what I'm saying? Don't be bringing no baby pizza, talk about we cool, all right, because we're not cool. All right, so anyway, slide that. In this return to Atlanta, we see the reach of this, I don't know, nameless, faceless organization right now that Mr. Ellery holds down. And just seeing how they snatched Harlan off the street, that was messed up. They was like, yo, what you doing out here? He was like, yo, it's 1 o'clock. What y'all doing? And they was like, Yo, they snuffed dude, just threw him in the back and drove off. And I know they were trying to show, you know, when they backed up and showed, you know, when they showed Abby in her house, it just made it even funnier for me because, you know, he was probably, I imagine him at the back windows of that Jeep or whatever, like, Abby, Abby. And like, you know, he could see her in the window, but her back was turned. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe I was just tripping, but they just snatched him up like it won't nothing. And Harlan needs to step up because he did try to throw a swing, but he need to step up his, like, I don't know, CrossFit or Taibo. He got, like, Harlan, you never know when someone gonna get kidnapped, all right? You know what I'm saying? If you work for the CDC, you never know. I'm just saying, watch your back. Just watch your back. But with her return, we get a lot of stuff. We find out the corporation is way tied in, super tied in. So tied in that they got control over at the CDC because her director, first, they turned off her access. Director walked her straight to the office and left her in there. She didn't even go in the meeting. So you know they like up. She like deep in trouble. All right, she ain't in a little bit of trouble. She deep in trouble. This is, who knows how high this goes. You know what I'm saying? Which is another story thread that we could follow later on. But this show is ending and I'm not going to go over it anymore. We're all angry about it. It's whack because this show is dope and it should be going on. But seeing how much control they have, it's like, ooh, I want to know more about this. You know, I want to know more about this. I want to see more of the back and forth with Avery and Maria. I want to see more about this corporation. And before I hit the break, I want to see what happens with Woodrow and his wife. I'll touch on this real quick. We know he is not against testing something on a human. We know that he is not against going way past what is ethical. His wife is essentially dying the last time we see her. What will he do? Like, is he gonna just be like, yo, I'll take her to a regular hospital? Or he has the samples of Swamp Thing's like organs. Is he gonna try to do something to her? Will it save her? Will it kill her? Or will it change her forever? We really don't know. But we got some other stuff to get to after the break, of course, because we ain't even talk about our boy Alec yet. But first, KURO Brand's gonna help us pay them bills.
My name is Jay. I am the writer of Time Slingers and the co-host of the StreetGeek podcast, and you are watching NERDSoul.
Oh yeah, check that link below. Hat, shirts, hoodies, all that jazz. And once you find something you like, of course, cop it. Now let's get into Abby. We talked about Abby going back to Atlanta, but of course she returns episode 9. And what I love here is the ride or die nature of Abby and Liz. We, no pauses, no hesitations, no stoppage, no nothing. we see Liz like, oh, word, you want to go? Let's go then. We don't see her like, oh, I don't know, Abby, maybe we shouldn't, maybe we should call the authorities. No, she don't do like that. She even like, yo, back in 7th grade, when some dudes was calling me what they was calling me, I ain't gonna say it here, it's a family show, but you know what they said. And I'm surprised that the show didn't go there, because the show is like essentially on a streaming service, like cable. So, but anyway, we know what they said. And she like, you held me down. And that was my first story. And ever since that, we've been tougher than leather. So with that said, I love this part. Even to the point where we see Daniel seeing the future of them, getting shot down. You see Liz jumps in front of Abby like, yo, we ride hard. You know what I'm saying? So I like where Liz has been placed in this series, because at first I was wondering if she was just going to be like the intrepid reporter and she just disappeared. But we've seen her go head to head against Avery. We've seen her hold her own against Maria and also against Lucilia. We've seen her and her kind of like her day-to-day with her girlfriend, also with Daniel, also with Abby. So she's more of a fully realized character than I thought that we were going to get. And I like that. We also saw her open to being like, all right, look, what I'm hearing is crazy, but I'm here for you and I got your back. Even after seeing Blue Devil, it was like, whoa, what are we looking at? And that sequence was hot. We're going to get that to a second. But before that, I do want to talk about Swamp Thing and where he's placed in this series now. We see Woodrow doing the autopsy. We see him taking out the organs, and he talks to Alec. He's like, yo, these organs don't even work. You're not a man. You're a plant that thinks he's a man. And he has, of course, Swamp Thing believes that, and he's cutting into him, and Swamp Thing is like, I can feel everything. And it's really touching, and it hurts because this guy's laying on the table and dude's just ripping into him. You know what I'm saying? He's not like being delicate or nothing, but I mean, I guess, I don't know, there's nothing you could do even if you wanted to be delicate. I mean, what anesthesia would you use? Who knows? But anyway, just complete and utter torture is what he's doing. And watching him going through that was tough, but also seeing how the green led, Liz and Abby to him was cool too. But in that conversation, putting in the idea that, you're not a man, you're a plant that thinks he's a man. I don't know. I think I'll throw this on you because I know the comic book has presented it multiple ways. What I think is the plant has become a life support for the brain / consciousness of this man. Meaning like they have transferred, like there's things where, people have transferred their consciousness over. So no, he's not a blood and bone man, but that man is now inside this form. So no, this is not a plant trying to pretend it's a man or thinks it's a man. This is a plant, basically from the green that has saved a man that could no longer inhabit the form that it was in and putting it into a brand new form. So it's still Alec. It's just that Alec is not in that form anymore. Alec is in this new form because his old form, due to the explosion and all that stuff, it could not contain him. It could not sustain his life. So I disagree with Woodrow on this. I don't think it's a plant that thinks it's a man. I think this is a plant, or I think this is the green finding a new housing for the soul and spirit and mind of Alec Holland. But that's how I'm coming with it. That's how I think. But holler at me down below. We'll talk about what you think, because the comic book has presented it in multiple ways, where it's like, this is definitely the man, this is the plant that thinks it's a man, this is the consciousness inside the plant, all that stuff. So we'll talk down below and let me know what you think. So that said, the last thing I want to get into. And I know this has been kind of XL episode, but how you liking that Blue Devil? I mean, for real, we all knew that we were going to get this scene in this episode. You could kind of feel it, especially when we saw the vision of the future. But wow, they did a good job of making something that's essentially kind of weird. And I'll say this about DC Universe in a second, but they made something that's like, yo, Blue Devil, really? But when you see it in the context, it's like, oh, okay, this kind of works. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like against this. And it was terrifying. Like seeing that man burn alive in front of his, I was like, whoa, they were not playing. And then also seeing him like, I don't know, do the penance stare. And I know this is DC, but essentially do the penance stare with like fire in the eyes and the mouth and burning them all. I was like, yo, this is straight bananas. It was crazy. I loved it. I love the effects. I love the suit. I love the costuming or whatever. You guys sold me on Blue Devil, man. I was like, because I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you draw that doesn't always translate well, but this kind of came through in a very good way. Now, I don't know what it'll look like completely lit, but in the darkness, this thing was menacing, it was scary, and it didn't look crazy out of place either. Like, this thing really worked. Daniel was straight butt naked after the end of it, but I mean, hey, look, the Blue Devil can't do everything. Can't kill people and give you brand new clothes. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it happens. When you butt naked in a pool full of blood of people that you already killed when you was unconscious or something, who knows? But I love that sequence. That sequence was crazy. And now I want to see what Daniel does, where he goes, the conversations he has with Madame Xanadu, because you know he's got to go to her, because dude that came around like, hey, you know, this is what we wanted you to do, or this is what I needed from you. I don't know if we're going to see him ever again, but we got one episode left, guys. Holler at me. I'm going to holler at you down in the comments. I'm going to try to do something special for the finale. I'm going to see what I can pull off for you guys. I'm not sure yet, but I'll let y'all know either on Instagram or Twitter. But before I bounce, I want to tell you guys to hit up ThatNERDSoul.com. That's right. Check me out right there. All my videos from the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that. Then hit up shop.ThatNERDSoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt player. Don't forget to get one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Nerd Soul. That's right. There's no better way that I can show people that you like what you are watching. So, LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please be good to yourselves. Please be good to each other. And remember, if you are working on an unsanctioned medical facility, you might get killed. Peace.